Okay, my movie room is a very large collection. Probably could stand up to the people on YouTube to have large collections. Although mine's all Region 1, the movies you will see at my local Blockbuster, I don't collect on other formats like Synapse Syndrome, Severance, Arrow, but maybe I might get one or two here and there, but it's not something I'm going to gravitate to. Um, because I don't know nothing about those. To me, they're like Chinese movies. But I do want to get into some more Godzilla next year. A couple things I want to pick up on VHS, and I do want to pick up some more Universal Monsters for VHS. Not quite caught up with those yet. Maybe try to get Friday the 13th Part 1 and Part 2, and maybe Part 3 on VHS would be nice. I'm not going to try to get the whole thing because I have it on DVD, so I'm fine with that. But it's nice to have that nostalgic feeling. I have some horror on VHS, but it's very hard to find good titles in my area. I don't go to flea markets, yard sales, stuff like that, but our flea market tends to sell more old music and records and stuff like that. They had DVD for a while, but I don't know if they have a DVD now. It's very hard to find good titles in my area. I do see a lot of price markup this summer as well on better sets, better movies, even VHS. $1 more here and there, sometimes $2 more. Like on a TV show, instead of paying $4.99 to $5.99, you're paying $7.99 to $8.99. So it's worth the gain or not. But I like to get at least a couple of seasons by the time I get around to uh, buying the whole thing. So I'm still working on The Simpsons and still working on South Park. I'm not quite got all of them yet. I haven't seen any more Simpsons this summer at all. Whatever I found last year, that still hasn't changed. Usually I can find a couple here and there. But I don't know if I'll go thrifting over the winter. We'll see how the weather is. So I don't have a car, so I don't drive. And I don't take the camera out with me when I go filming. But I am keeping out for a new camera as well. Getting hard to find cameras as well. Going to be a slower budget come winter and end of the year as well. I'm going to try to come back into my music. Still looking for some Pearl Jam early live albums. Maybe some early Dolly Parton albums I don't have yet. Maybe I'm missing one or two, maybe two or three. I don't have. Most of them I already have. Picked up the Rockstar, picked up Great Pretender, though I was missing that one on the CD. And if they're like over $100, I probably won't buy them on the CD. Not right away, but I will eventually will get something good better. Or I'm going to come into my game collecting as well. And keep an eye out for wood because I'm building shelves in the other room. Although they're not very tall shelves yet. I just need enough to put a shelf on top of a desk or something like that. So I can store more movies there. In case if I overflow here. I'm definitely going to overflow on VHS soon. So I might have to move all these movies here. Over here I can give you a little idea of what I have in sections. I might have to move all these over into the overflow, into the other shelving, so I can have more space here for VHS. And yeah, my song practice, that's doing some stuff for myself as well. Like I picked up the guitar last year, trying to come back into Atari collecting again, pick up a game every now and then. Picked up a couple of big games here over the past spring, summer. Pitfall 2, Ghostbusters, Hero came in last year. Frankenstein's Monster came in the beginning of the year. So usually something at the end of the year, I try to put a little extra money aside for a TV show or a cartoon. Been building up my Goosebumps because I never find those locally, so I'm going to have to import each one and pay a little extra to get them by building up my cartoon like Ren and Stimpy, Beavis and Butthead finally came in this beginning of the spring, and then my TV shows because that's what I watch the most, and all the old vintage dolls are on display, some movie promos, so that's what I have on display. And then I have the little stuffed animal collection over here, sometimes anime collection, and then my Barbie collection, more of the vintage dolls. There's more of the dolls in the other room, because sometimes it's really hard to find a doll with stands. But I've been interested in haunted dolls for a long time, and some of these are off eBay as haunted dolls as well. I never got to do a haunted box opening, but something I had thought about doing on my channel, but it's too expensive. Locally I see a lot of James Bond, so I have the whole thing on VHS. I got only like half of it on DVD. I'm missing a couple of seasons of Heartland, so I'm still looking for those. I completed I Love Lucy this summer, so I was working on that. I was working on Merlin as well. That's now complete. Now I'm working on Sherlock, so I'm trying to get there's only 4 of them, so I at least got 2. A little stuff like that, because the TV shows are my favorite, where I watch the most. And then once in a while I miss the old movies as well, like Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Beetlejuice, Total Recall. Back to the Future is my favorite. Terminator is one of my favorites. And I have the Dolly movie collection, 925, Straight Talk, Whorehouse in Texas. I haven't seen this one yet, so. And then here I have. Okay, so I was talking about the Marilyn Monroe movies. I see these a lot locally as well, but Dolly Parton movies I don't see at all, so I have to import those. So, kind of hit and miss with VHS in my area. Thrifting in Canada for movies, it's very hard. I see James Bond always in my area. I see Shirley Temple always in my area. National Geographic I see all the time. So sometimes I don't see movies at all, then I'll pick up something for National Geographic just to have something picked up for the day. And whenever I can complete a TV show, I'm happy with that. Trying to get more for South Park as well. Only got a few there. Simpsons, I only got like half of it, so, and I watch cartoons the most. And this is for my cartoon area. And then once in a while I do come into Blu-ray. This is the original Star Trek here on DVD, Region 1. All these TV shows are Region 1. I'm working on Bones as well, don't have all of that yet. Cena, happy I got that last year. Completed Married Children now, have the final season. And once in a while I pick up different horror movies. We have Ghost House, we have 8 Films to Die For, those kind of horror franchises. Big stuff I haven't had for a while was like Ghoulies. Yeah, so I was working to get those. And once in a while I do work to get some ninja movies. And then I'm going to go through VHS very quickly. Western comedy. I'm going to come into collecting VHS like maybe in a year or so again. But thrifting, usually I can find one thing here and there. Sometimes a Stephen King movie. I'm going to come back into my Universal Monsters, try to get a couple more things there. Maybe come back into my Godzilla movies. So I'm going to try to get at least Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 for Friday the 13th. Maybe Part 1 and Part 2 for Halloween. We'll see if I could get those on VHS. They're pretty high priced now, $50 and more. So it's getting hard to find better horror titles. If you're going to buy them, you're going to pay a lot for shipping. You're not going to pay $5, $10 for them. You're paying $50, $60, $80 for them. So I'm happy to have it on DVD. I don't need to have the new format box set like Blu-ray for Friday the 13th. I have them all on DVD. So all the Halloween's on DVD. So I even got Hellraiser down here. And that's how I sort of keep things organized. Food and snacks. Takeout's too expensive, so I won't be eating out much, but Once in a while I do have pizza, or that's pretty much it. Pizza sometimes. Big Mac's too expensive. But I will try to come back into collecting more Pearl Jam, probably end of the year or next year, and try to get something more for Atari. I do want to build up my Super